Wow, my screen protector is a little fuzzy on this side. It goes over the camera. Oh well, just means you get a fuzzy picture. It's rant time. This bullshit. I mean, let's make a big freaking farce out of our elections. All the I don't know. I don't get it. Blatantly doing crap. Hey, here, you have to use a Sharpie. Funny, you use a Sharpie and the machine don't read it. So people ask for another ballot so they can do it and actually have their vote count. No, you can't do that. You have to leave. Or let's see how many ballots we can find that have been laying around somewhere. I've seen videos, 5 or 6 different videos where, after the state's already called, they're going out and picking up ballots from the ballot boxes that came from more conservative areas of their cities and towns. I wonder what all they voted for. Doesn't matter because it doesn't count because they already called their state. They already made their official bullshit. And all the people, oh my God, we got a black vice president now. She ain't black. Blacks come from Africa. She didn't come from Africa. Neither did her parents. Her parents came from 2 different countries. She's a half-breed, but she ain't black. I don't get that crap either. And Biden can't even remember his wife's name when he's up there giving a speech. You expect him to remember what he did yesterday? And, slipping out things that really aren't good to say when you're in public, like admitting to things because you're talking about it, and then let's cover that up. I don't get it. Here's another one I don't get, and this one really fucking pisses me off. As most of you know, my daughter number 2 has been studying to be a diesel mechanic. This was supposed to be a 2-year gig. Yeah, COVID-19 pretty well fucked that up. They cut her off in the middle of term, decided, we'll go ahead and say you finished that term. Whatever you have for a grade in that class to this point, you're there. You don't get to finish it. You don't get to finish learning about everything else to it. I mean, okay, at least they let her get that far. She has electrical left. That's it, other than some academic stuff. Well, the electrical should have been taken care of 6 months ago. They still aren't doing that one. They're going to do a experimental class. Winter term, they're going to do online for the classroom portion of that. Spring term, their plan is to have the kids actually come in and do the hands-on. I don't know about you folks, but me, if I'm learning about something and I'm doing the book work on it, the way I'm going to remember that is I do the book work on this part of it, then I'm going to go do the actual hands-on that part of it. Then I got a clue what the hell I'm doing. It ain't going to work. And it's experimental. If it's experimental, does that mean we still have to pay full price for the class? Oh yeah, we do. They have no idea if it's going to work. Every kid might flunk out of it because it doesn't work, but by God, we still got to pay for it. So this brings me on to, since COVID hit, she's been trying to take care of those, quote, academic classes that go so she can get her degrees. She's getting 2 degrees in diesel mechanics, but you have to have these academic classes. I can understand the math. I can understand the science, but they have to have liberal arts classes also in order to get a degree. Said liberal arts class that she's currently been traumatized by, shall we say, because of the way they're doing it, is, what do they call it? Women's Studies. This is a class that you only take because you have to take one, and it's the lesser of all the freaking evils of these stupid classes. The instructor is an immigrant. Believe it or not, she's not an immigrant from Mexico, but she's from another South American country. And I don't have a problem with that. That's fine. Kind of sounds like number 2 is the only one born in the U.S. that's in this class. There's a DACA kid. There's one that I don't even think is a DACA kid. The others, just got lucky enough that after they crossed the border, they were born here. Can't prove it, but, they're saying that. That's fine. That's neither here nor there. I don't give a damn where you were born. I don't care if you're here legally or illegally. If you contribute to society and you do it appropriately, that's fine. I mean, there's a lot of immigrant workers. Used to be a lot of them. Not near as many as there was because the state of Oregon started handing out free housing to any immigrant workers that came up. They came here on a permit to work. Didn't go home. They migrated. They picked berries, they picked apples, they picked whatever through California. Then they picked their way through Oregon. Then they picked their way through Washington. Then they went home. And they went home very rich people in Mexico. Well, then they decide, well, you're here in Oregon and you're not making enough money and, you don't have a job here. Well, no, their next job was in Washington. They totally screwed the Washington apple industry because, they're going to stay here and we're going to give them houses. All right, that's still neither here nor there. So let me get on subject. For this class that number 2 is currently in, they're broke up in groups of, I believe it's all groups of 4. They are supposed to do equal work. They do a live chat thing once a week, and they do their homework. Well, the live chat, everyone is supposed to participate equally. They're supposed to take turns taking notes. 7 weeks into it, that's 7 meetings. 4 of those 7 meetings, number 2 is taking the notes for. Because the others didn't feel like it, didn't want to. She didn't want to either. What the hell? Keep in mind, there's 4 of them. I don't think one of them's done it at all. I think the 3 times was 2 of the others. So, that seems to be typical, normal, lazy, bullshit kid crap anymore. And like I say, they're number 2 is the only one that's white. Woohoo. I don't give a shit. The others all happen to be Hispanic. I think the one guy that's in it, I think he's gay. I don't care. I really don't give a shit. Here's what finally frosts me. Emails. Instructor emails out yesterday about how glad she is and how wonderful it is that our country is now saved from the tyranny. Because we had Trump for 4 years and Trump was not allowed by our government to do what he said he was going to do. He's done a lot of what he said, but he's had to fight every step. And it's because of people like this. She's so happy that she sounds like when Stalin finally fell. I mean, maybe she should do some fucking history. Not just U.S. history, but world history. Huh. Oh, wait, they don't teach that shit anymore because they want to make it repeat. That's the only way history repeats itself is when you don't teach it. And, instructor came from a country that was a socialist country. What do you know? Come here and try to make this socialist. That's exactly the way it's been going. And by God, she was a Biden, or not a Biden fan, but a Bernie fan. She was upset when Bernie stepped down and Biden got to go up there. But by God, she's going to vote for Biden because Bernie said to. I don't get it. Use your brains. And keep in mind, this is a public community college. All the taxpayers have paid into it. They're not supposed to get political on shit. 20 years ago, if that would have been a letter to go home to some kid, that letter would have got the teacher fired. the second that parent or the kid went to the school board and said, what is this crap? Because that's illegal. You ain't even supposed to have a damn political sign within 1,000 feet of a public school. I mean, a little different if you're going to a private school, I would think. You know, kind of like you go to a Catholic school. Guess what? You're learning Catholic religion while you're there too. Go to a public school, you don't get to learn any of that crap. So anyway, that's my rant. Pisses me off. And keep in mind, that's our public education system pushing it. Because, hey, that might be that instructor's personal opinion, but she used the school's email system and the school's students to push it. That's a bunch of shit. Rant over.